Well, that was an embarrassment. Nick Hawkins, the morning after the game before Brighton 4, West Ham 0. A few things this morning. I have woken up just a few hours ago feeling even more worse than I did yesterday. You're going to see the vlog go up today and you'll see it in real time how it was not just affecting us but affecting the whole crowd, the whole club, the players, the managers, the fans. And I've seen some comments this morning from the captain, and I've seen some comments from the manager, and I'll break them down a little bit. I mean, in terms of how the game went, let's be honest, we wasn't in the game at all. We give the ball away far too. I remember sitting there in the first half, watching us win the ball back, watching Brighton ping the ball. And listen, I'm going to take nothing away from Brighton. Brighton are a magnificent football team. Magnificent football team in the way they play football. Magnificent football team in the way they run, their scouting systems, their, the whole structure of the club is top notch. It is top notch. And let's break down what the manager said at first. They've had a magnificent 2 years. He was asked basically what he thought of the chants after the game, and he basically turned around and said they're the same ones that have been here for 2.5 years, having good times, and we need you back behind us when we're bad. We need you through the bad times as well as the good times. Let me remind you of this, David Moyes. And I'll say this with my heart on my sleeve. We have been here for a long, long time. We've been here for a long time before you, and we'll be here for a long time after you. And to sit there and question the fans, what's the word? Loyalty. It doesn't rub well with me. You've lost them. You've lost the fans today. It's the first time I've ever seen, and I'm not joking you, right? I'm not kidding you now. That is the worst West Ham performance I've ever seen, and I've seen some fucking shit over the years. I've seen some absolute diabolical shit, and I've sat there and I've sang to my heart's content. Well, chocolate, sang my heart's content. Behind the team, and I'm fully behind the team. But I think Craig Bellamy said it best. You can't fool us, And I know the captain, and I feel sorry for Declan because he was trying to send out the right message. And people are going to say, oh, you're a Declan Rice fanboy. I am a Declan Rice fanboy. I think he's the best player to come through our club for a long, long time. And I think he's been put in a very difficult position, And it's hard to hear fans chanting and getting disgruntled. And, I think his comments were off the cuff. I think he was a little bit caught off guard by the question. And I sort of know what he means in terms of, he doesn't listen to it. Listen, they're not going to listen to it. They're paid to listen to one person only. And unfortunately, that's the manager. You cannot, and I think he apologised to the fans, which I think was right. They should apologise because, as I said, as Craig Bellamy said, you can't kid us. We may not be experts. You say we may not be experts. Otherwise we'd be on a pitch. I'm 40 years old. I couldn't be on a pitch even if I was a fucking expert, to be quite honest with you. And a lot of us haven't got the talent, the God-given talent that you're born with, and you're lucky enough to represent our football club. You're lucky. I would give my right arm to represent our football club. And I'm not knocking Declan, not at all, because Declan, he's been a bit under par this season, but it's been a very difficult season, and he's got a lot of responsibility with being the captain and everything else. It's a great honour for him, but I cannot get slated for not being an expert when there's players out there living, a million people's dreams that are pissing it down the pan. I'm sorry, but there are players out there that just are not good enough that haven't shown enough passion, that haven't shown enough fight, that have down tools. It's blatantly obvious that they've lost a manager. And unfortunately, we can't sack these players. They're commodities. They're worth a lot of money. But I'm not going to be told that we don't listen to you because you're not experts and you'd be out on the pitch. Listen, I'd die for that talent. I'd die for it. I'd give my right arm. And if I give my right arm to do it, I would be breaking and busting a bollock every week, because a lot of these people, the same as David Moyes, they get paid what we earn in 10 years in a week, some of us. And you're pissing it down. I mean, I'm sorry, David Moyes, but you've got no clue. You've got no clue how to combat these teams. You've had, a lot of goes against Brighton with not just you, but we've had other managers as well. But, a lot of times you play Brighton, you're scared of them. You don't know how to combat that passing, fluid passing play that they've got. We've got no game plan against them. And when you're standing there, there's one common denominator here between managers, players that say this about fans. You're paid to be there. You are paid to be there. We go there. We pay our own money. 3 hours on the train yesterday because of the delays, cancellations coming back. Paying a lot of money to travel around this country week in, week out to support you. To sing our hearts out. And we will not accept you turning up like that. I will not accept him criticising us when we're getting beat 3-4-0 and he's standing there with his hand in his pockets, basically taking off the players that could do something in the game. At 1-0, he took off Ben Rama. And no matter what you say about Ben Rama, no matter what you say, and I've been critical of him in the past, but he's one player that can make something happen. He's been our best attacking player this year by a long way. By a long, long way. And you take him off at half-time. And within 2 minutes, we'd gone 2-0 down. It was like a training ground exercise for them. It was like when they put out them orange dummies. They was passing around us. And you can see it's the instruction from the manager, sticking everyone behind the ball. Danny Ings was living on scraps. Scraps. And there was a couple of players that done all right. But there is no player that can go out there today and say, fucking hell, that could have been different, because it couldn't have been, not with the way we're set up. And you've lost the fans, David Moyes. You've lost the fans, and I've never heard it before in my life. I am sick to the back teeth of watching you revert to this negative type of football, because the thing that hurts us the most is, yeah, we've been there through the good times. We're lucky enough to have a couple of years of good times. But most of the time when we've supported this football club, it's been fucking shite. It's been fucking shocking. We've seen some shocking players. We've seen some shocking managers. And we've been there week in, week out, travelling up and down this fucking country, spending thousands and thousands of fucking pounds to watch you stand there with your hands in your pockets. We might not be fucking experts, but you don't have to be to fucking realise what the fuck's going wrong. The fucking fact that you get paid tens of thousands of pounds a week and can't fucking see what I can see, who does a YouTube channel, is fucking embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. And it's not even about the defeat. It's the manner of the defeat. It's the fucking manner of the defeat and the way you just stand there and I just resign to it. Every single fan that travelled there should be fucking refunded their ticket, their hotel, their train, their petrol money, every single fucking one. Because when you're starting to question the fucking fans' loyalty, when you're standing there on tens and thousands of pounds a week with your hands in your pockets and watching us die a fucking slow death, and you ain't got the fucking balls or the fucking tactical knowledge to fucking change it, it's embarrassing. And you're embarrassing yourself. I'm telling you now, I would do a better job than you. And I think there's 60,000 in that fucking stadium on Sunday that would do a better job than that. Because that was a fucking embarrassment. You're embarrassing us. You're embarrassing yourselves. And once again, this football club is fucking got no fucking contention and no fucking care in the world about the people that fucking follow them. And you're doing this. You've changed so much over the fucking years that you're getting in danger now of these people walking away because of. I'm hearing that they're not going to fucking sack him. You've had multiple opportunities, and the last time we fucking done this, it was under Grant, and we went down. And they sacked him on the last day. And they didn't fucking sack him. They done it, they done it with fucking, with the most classless sacking that you've ever fucking come across. Told him he couldn't get on the fucking coach. And one of our players had to fucking do it. That's the type of football club this is. They don't give a fuck about their own. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about me. They think we should all shut up, pay our money. They're happy to take the fucking thousands and thousands of fucking pounds that we pump into the football club, but they're not happy to fucking listen to our complaints. And they think we should all shut up, be quiet, and watch the fucking shit that we're served up week in, week out. You'd think being the 12th, this was before Newcastle, but being the 12th richest fucking football club in the world, we'd have the best of everything. We've got the best of nothing. We ain't got the best manager, we ain't got the best players, we ain't got the best ball, we ain't got the best stadium. Our training ground is worse than fucking League 2 training grounds. The only thing they've got the best of is the fans, and you're in fucking danger of giving that up. You're nothing. You're nothing without the fans. So stop having a go at the fucking fans for showing their displeasure and start fucking pulling your finger out. The board need to do something. And if the board don't need to do something, the fucking manager needs to do something. I'm fucking sick to the back teeth of them. Apart from that, it was a good day. One thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.